guys, Fine and Neutral. Just wanted to do a final wrap-up video on the Yamaha XT250 Supermoto build that I did. It's been a while since I posted anything on this. That's because I've been busy doing different types of sprocket configuration, trying to figure out which would be the best one for the SM wheels that I installed. I ended up going with the 16-tooth front sprocket, and then on the rear I decided to go ahead and go with a 45-tooth rear sprocket. That sprocket combination ended up working out being the best one for these wheels in my opinion, because it brought my speedometer deviation down to a mere 2 miles an hour inaccuracy. So for say if the speedometer says 40 miles an hour, I'm actually doing 38 miles an hour. I compared it with the GPS. You saw a video that I posted about that, and in actuality the 2 mile an hour deviation is better than what comes with a bike from the factory with the OEM wheels. So I was pretty happy with that. I did not have to use any type of speedo healer or anything like that. So I don't want to drag this out, but what I want to do is tell you my thoughts with the SM wheels, what are the best points about them for me, and how I feel it helps the XT250 be a capable street machine at a low cost in the scheme of things. You know, a Kawasaki 230 SM is a lot more money than just buying a new set of wheels for your existing bike. You can have the XT250 for off-road, true off-road with its own off-road wheels, and if you're somebody that wants to take a break from that and switch to concrete, put on some SM wheels. Yeah, it's a little bit pricey, but you can always switch back and forth, and it increases your bike's value in my opinion. It's not for everybody. However, I think comparing the Yamaha XT250 to the Kawasaki 230 SM, it's a very fair comparison just by switching out the wheels on a Yamaha, because they're both, you know, basically close in setup, but the price difference is you know, notable. So I'm gonna get you a little bit closer to me so you can hear me. There's a little bit of wind going on. We got a storm coming. So I already told you guys the main reason I did this was because I love the XT250 and I am pretty much stuck on hardtop for now. I wanted to come up with an idea that would make it work for me, and this worked. The wheels, the first thing that comes to mind for me, of course, are, hey, they look cool. And you gotta admit, they do look cool on the XT250. The ride comfort is really nice. It's very nimble. It's very smooth. I got the wheels balanced and trued by ProCycle, so there's no bounce. There's no squirreliness. It's right on the money. I looked at longevity, and I went with the Michelin Pilot, so I should get some long miles out of them. I would have preferred a tubeless type rim, but I couldn't find that, not for the XT250. So, you know, you're going to have to deal with tubes still, but hopefully you won't come across too many puncture hazards on road. I think off-road may offer you know, puncture hazards just as much as on-road, but maybe a little bit more so because it's a little more dynamic. The ability to switch between off-road and on-road just by simply switching your tires out is a really nice feature, especially if you're somebody that's actually going to be able to take advantage of nice areas to go riding off-road. It's my hope to one day have that, but right now I don't. So this makes me happy in the meantime. As far as things you need to do to make it work, it's just simply 2 sprockets, cutting a little bit out of your rear chain guard, and if you want to keep the little front mud guard, just buying a few more bits of hardware. That's it. I didn't have to adjust my suspension. I didn't have to buy a new chain. With the chain in mind, I'm going to show you where it's adjusted to. We had to bring it back to the number, close to the number 9 setting. I believe it's just before it. And so you see I still have plenty room for adjustment, and it was very easy to adjust the chain slack with these wheels. Not a big deal. Yamaha makes it really easy with this adjuster. So if you guys got any questions, feel free to ask me. I'm going to post anything notable in the future with them. You know, I still have a lot to do as far as riding the bike and getting a 100% evaluation time underneath my belt. However, I'm not going to be able to ride here in the near future. That's why I really kind of rushed to try and get this out to you. I've got a shoulder repair I got to do, so it's going to take me out of biking for a little bit. And I will be thinking about healing up and getting back so I can pick back up riding the SM. But I am happy I got it finished before I went out, and it's been fun learning something new, and I think it turned out well. So with that, you guys have a happy and safe Christmas. And like I said, if you have any questions, just ask. I can put the information in the description as far as the sprockets go. They're just Sunstar sprockets. I will recommend, in my opinion, it's probably just going to be easier getting them from Pro Cycle. I ordered 2 wrong sizes, meaning I just went on Amazon and typed in 45 tooth sprocket, 46 tooth sprocket, because I was going to try that, 428 chain, and I ended up getting a sprocket for a Honda CRF 125 or something. And then another time I got one for an XT250. So I should have just ordered from Pro Cycle so I can guarantee fitment. So I would encourage you, you know, I'm not trying to, you know, coerce anybody to go on a Pro Cycle, but I ended up having to pay restock fees, and I lost some money by trying to go a quick, cheaper route on Amazon with those sprockets, whereas Pro Cycle made sure I got what I needed the first time I ordered from them. And oh, lastly, I wanted to bring up, I did try and do the 16 tooth sprocket installation in there. That did not happen. I went and found myself a 30mm socket, got a breaker bar, put the bike up on a stand. I even ratcheted the back wheel down to some 70-pound dumbbells, applied the rear brake, front brake, did everything that I saw everybody else do. I even went so far as putting some PB Blaster on the locking nut on the front sprocket, and that thing would not budge. It just was not coming off. And then I started stripping out the edges of the bolt, which was going to be bad news, so I just stopped myself. Ended up taking it into the shop, and they did it for $31.90, no time. If you have impact tools, I think it'll be easy for you. But I don't know if my nut was over torqued or not. But me trying to do it myself at home was a no-go. And then I took into consideration the thought of trying to get the correct torque setting on reinstalling that nut, and it wasn't going to happen. You got to have the proper tools for the job, one of those classic situations. So I just wanted to share that little tidbit with you guys. If anybody's interested in doing a 16-tooth front, you may or may not run into an issue trying to get that locking nut off. And with that, I'll catch you guys later.